This is the story of a bus that was the epicenter of an international political and human rights controversy. This is the MSBA's Romanian Autobuzul Rocar DAC 117 UD. Here is another entry into the MTA's 1980s global search for the perfect bus, this time for Long Island. Hi, this is Jeffrey, and in this video, we're going to continue the saga of the New York MTA's global search for the absolutely perfect bus. This time, we go to Long Island, to the Metropolitan Suburban Bus Authority, and look at their Autobuzul Rocar DAC 117 UD articulated bus. Now, this was back in 1982, and I thought it was kind of interesting that at that time, when the Soviet Union still existed, they went to an Eastern Bloc country to acquire test buses from Romania. Now, the test buses were brought to New York and they were tested, and there were plans to purchase a larger fleet of these buses for use on Long Island. However, controversy intervened and the buses were never purchased. So we're going to find out about that. We're going to be reviewing a couple of articles from the New York Times back in 1982 and 1983. And while doing that, we're also going to look at images of this type of bus. Now, there weren't that many images of this bus that was tested on Long Island. So we're also going to see this exact type of bus in Eastern Europe as well. So we're going to see the bus on Long Island and elsewhere. So let's get started in reviewing these articles from the New York Times back in the early 1980s, as well as viewing images of this articulated bus that was from Romania and brought to New York. And here's the article from the New York Times. Articulated bus from Romania tested on Long Island, by Ari L. Goldman, June 20th, 1982. What is orange, white, and blue, has 6 wheels, bends like a caterpillar, and will soon be picking up passengers in Nassau County? It's a new Romanian bus, the latest foreign-made bus making an appearance in the New York City area. The bus, actually a bus and a half that bends in the middle, has gone into service, and a second will join it on the roads in the coming weeks. Both vehicles are here for a 10-month trial period at no cost to New York to see if they are suited for local use. In recent months, New York City has tested French and Japanese buses, and Newark has tried out an articulated bus made in Germany, 55 feet long and seats 62. The Romanian vehicles, products of the Autobuzul works, are 55 feet long and seat 62 passengers, compared with standard buses that are 40 feet long and seat 47 passengers. They have brown cushioned seats, large windows that open, and a rear end that seems to disappear when the bus turns a corner. Anthony J. Carano, general manager of the Metropolitan Suburban Bus Authority, expressed high hopes for the articulated buses. When I saw them riding over cobblestoned streets with potholes in Bucharest, I said, "They've got to work in New York." Mr. Carano said the buses would be tested on heavily used routes in Nassau, such as the runs to Jones Beach during the summer months. He also said the vehicles were fuel efficient and saved labor costs, since they need only one driver for a passenger load that might normally require 2. State and county officials were given a test ride on one of the buses after a luncheon in Eisenhower Park in East Meadow, Long Island, celebrating the Suburban Bus Authority's 9th anniversary. Officials gave nods of approval after the trip, with special praise reserved for the pivoting midsection of the bus. "It's like the teacup ride at Disneyland," one official said. Now, there's a second article that was a follow-up, and it was titled, "Nassau County Says It Won't Buy Romanian Buses," by John T. McQuiston, special to the New York Times, April 19th, 1983. Nassau County officials said today that they had decided not to purchase buses built in Romania because of that country's repressive immigration policy. Thomas Escolada, vice chairman of the Nassau County Board of Supervisors, said he could not in good conscience approve such a purchase at a time when Romania's repressive immigration tax makes it virtually impossible for individuals to leave that country. We have both a moral and practical responsibility to avoid entering into any financial agreements with countries which engage in unacceptable behavior that is contrary to our American democratic principles, he said. Emil Ivan, the assistant economic counselor at the Romanian Trade Office in Manhattan, said he was not aware that Nassau County officials had rejected the buses. He said that the production of the buses was a joint effort and that over 51% of the buses were made with parts produced in the United States. Months of testing. The specially designed elongated buses, which have an accordion-like midsection that enables them to swivel in turning sharp corners, had completed nearly 10 months of testing on heavily used county bus routes. The purchase of the buses had been proposed by the Metropolitan Suburban Bus Authority, a subsidiary of the Metropolitan Transportation Authority. The agency received final approval last week of a $2.25 million federal grant to buy 10 articulated buses, such as the Romanian-built vehicles. The bus carries 95 passengers, 30 more than a conventional bus. And I'm going to skip some political stuff here and go to the bottom of the article, where it says, Statement by Purcell. The Nassau County Executive, Francis T. Purcell, said, "We never had any intention of buying the buses. We only wanted to test out the feasibility of using that type of bus." And that's the end of the articles. So, that was quite an unusual story, wasn't it? A bus that got caught up in international politics. Now, the MSBA had high hopes for this bus. They had funding set aside to purchase a fleet of them, and then politics intervened, and so the deal was nixed. And then the Nassau County executive at that time said they actually had no intention of purchasing those buses at all. So who do you believe? That's quite interesting. Now, I personally don't know anything about this particular bus, how it runs, how it operates, if it's reliable. I just don't know anything about it. So if there's anyone out there who lives in that part of Europe where this bus operates, let us know what you think about it, because I'd be interested in knowing more about this bus. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you very, very much for watching. And as always, have a great day. Bye.